Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JT here, and I got some custom classes, some kind of tips and little tricks you can use in your Warzone gameplay to maybe rank higher, even win, or just get more kills in general. So first off, we'll start with some classes and your class setup, your perks and everything. So generally I like to stick with an AR and a sniper combo. If you're more of a person that is more into close engagements, you can go with an AR and an SMG, or SMG and a pistol, or an AR and a pistol, whatever you really prefer. But I really think making use of overkill in this game mode whenever you get your custom loadouts is a very good idea. So you should try and stick with the AR sniper combo if you can manage that. So first off, I really like to use the Grow. It actually has good recoil and does a decent amount of damage, and the attachments I recommend for it help a lot with the recoil that it doesn't really have anyways, and the range as well. So first off, I like to use the 26.4 inch barrel. This definitely helps with the range, and it also, as you can see, helps with the recoil control by a good amount with that green bar there. It's pretty good. And then if we move to Commando foregrip, this one's probably the best foregrip you can use because it provides recoil stabilization and aiming stability, whereas the other ones are like recoil control, hip fire accuracy, recoil control, and aiming stability. But this one only has one con, which is just movement speed. The other ones have two cons, so that's aim walking speed, aim down sight speed, and this one's just recoil control and gets rid of aim down sight speed. I'm busy, woman! Okay, so this grip has recoil control as a pro and aim down sight speed as a con. So definitely stick with the Commando foregrip, even on any other type of gun you really want to use. Next, I like to use 50 round mags. So especially for when you first pick this gun up, really helps with the amount of ammo you actually have to start with. Rather than having a 30 round mag and only have 30 bullets, you'll have more. Plus, since it's like a squad game, you won't have to reload as often. So whenever you're dealing with a squad, you can shoot out more rounds, not have to waste as much time reloading. So that helps out a lot as well. Next, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand has always been a very helpful perk, and it will also help in this, especially even if you're dealing with two squads, just one squad, or whatever it may be. And then I like to go with a sight. Now, I'm not a big fan of the optics that amplify your zoom levels, such as like the VLK or the canted hybrid, but it does help if they're at a farther range. You can stick to the ranged sight, or you could go with the reflex that's canted on the side there for the closer engagements, or even the mid-range engagements if you really like. You can really use whatever sight you want, but the other attachments I highly recommend. Next, moving on to the car. It's kind of just like the basic sniper setup, but you want to have this barrel, the 27.6 inch barrel, because that helps the most with the damage range and bullet velocity. So one, you're going to do more damage over farther distance, and two, you're going to have less bullet drop over farther distance, so you're going to have to compensate less, which makes it a lot easier. And the car, to begin with, actually barely has bullet drop, so you can pretty much aim on someone's head from across pretty much any ground war map, and you'll be hitting them at least mid-chest or so. Next thing I like to use is variable zoom scope, because the sniper scope itself sometimes isn't good enough for far engagements, and it'll also help you see your opponent easier, like more of their body, so it's like a bigger target, it seems like, while you zoom in with the 8x optic. And you can use the 3.5 times for like a more of a mid-range snipe if you want. And I really like the car because it seems to almost instantly knock people if you hit them in the head, even if they have full shield. At least that's what I've experienced. I'm not sure if they've always had full shield, but it does a good amount of damage. It bolts quick compared to the AX50 and the HDR, so that helps a lot. Next thing I like to use is just stipple grip tape. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed. It's not that big of a deal. Sleight of hand's also very useful because this gun isn't the fastest to reload, but isn't really the slowest. So that just helps in general, especially if there's multiple people that you're engaging over a distance, say you're missing shots or whatever it may be. you can just put those extra bullets in and then get off more shots faster. And then the F-Tac Sport Comb stock, again, helps with aim down sight speed. So even if someone's close to you, you can just quick scope them, whatever it may be, however your play style is. So this gun combo I found out to be the best. I did try using the M4, but I found the Grau to actually be better than the M4, doing like more damage, and the recoil seemed to be less as well. Not sure how other people really experienced it, but that's just my experience with it. And then next we'll go to the next primary I recommend, which is definitely the M13. This thing shreds. It shoots super fast, it does a lot of damage, and it's just kind of a good gun overall. I don't really use any range attachments for it. I haven't really needed to use them with it yet, because it seems pretty good all around to begin with. But first I like to use a Commando foregrip. I don't know why I had the operator foregrip on there, not sure, but Commando foregrip again. And then I like to use the 300 Blackout magazine. Makes the damage increase, which is always helpful. There's no tracers and there's no enemy skulls, so that helps in a way with the enemy skulls and tracers, but the damage range is kind of what we're looking for as well. Next, I like to use stipple grip tape. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed. That's always handy, especially running through a building or something. You can get this gun up nice and quick. Obviously, sleight of hand, kind of know the explanation for that. And then again, the canted hybrid, that way you can do the long range, mid range, close range engagements, easily toggle between the two. Again, you can use whatever sight you really want, but these are just my recommended attachments. Next, we're going to get into the perks that I like to use. So obviously you can only really get perks whenever you get a loadout drop. These are the ones I would recommend for set classes when you get that loadout drop. So the first one, for perk 1, I recommend EOD, only if you're experiencing that in games you're engaged with like a lot of like RPGs or whatever explosives it may be. I have ran into quite a few, which is why I have it on my classes. Or you could always go with quick fix. This is very helpful for when you're fighting a squad, because killing players, your health regenerates faster and everything like that, especially whenever there's multiple people coming at you. It just makes a huge difference, so you don't have to worry about running away for a minute, wait till your health gets back up and all that. Next, overkill, obviously, so you can have the sniper and the AR combo, or whatever you really choose to have. And then amped is a big benefit, because say you have your sniper out, you got to switch to your AR because you hear guys coming in, they're going to be close range. You don't want it to take too long to switch, so amped makes a big difference in that area. And then for the lethal and tactical, I'm not really sure what would be best. I just always stick with thermite. Stim's very helpful because you can regen your health immediately, but if you're running quick fix or something like that, heartbeat sensor is also a very good tool to use. You get unlimited uses with it, which is very nice, and you can see like where enemies are. Say you're in a building, you know they're in there, but you don't know like which direction they are. You just pull out your heartbeat sensor, you can figure that out and go in knowing where some people are. Right now I'm going to do the best spot to drop would be Superstore. As from what I've experienced, this place is amazing to drop. So yes, a lot of people may go here sometimes, but if there's no people going here, that's just amazing. You drop in there with a duo, you drop in there with a squad. If you go in with a duo, you're guaranteed at least 10k each. So then you can immediately buy your loadout. Maybe you want to buy yourself revive kit, whatever it may be. This place is very good for the cash. The weapons are alright from what I've experienced, but the cash is the big thing. Helps a lot. Also, buyback teammates. That's another benefit to having cash. And the Superstore, from what I've experienced, this game mode's only been out for a little bit now, so I haven't dropped everywhere yet, but so far, Superstore, definitely the best spot to go. It may be contested heavily sometimes, but you clear the squad, you're guaranteed a lot of money. And then I have one more little tip here. It's just with the armor plates. It's not that big a deal, but I never knew you could do it until I saw one of my friends do it. So when you're putting your armor plates on, if you had 0 plates on, but you had like 3 in your stock or whatever, just hold down Y. You continuously put in plates. It's not like you put in the plate, do up the jacket, and then you undo the jacket again, put in the plate, whatever. You just put in a plate, put in a plate, put in a plate, and then you do it up at the end if you're holding Y the whole time. So that's actually a big benefit that helps reduce the amount of time it takes for you to shield up and makes it a lot easier. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe found it useful in any way possible. I tried my best here, and catch you in the next video. Peace.